Hello, Abhijith. How are you doing? And
Hey
how
Sanjay,
does it feel?
I'm super excited and honestly, I really don't know what will happen in my NID journey, but I'm really into it. I'm super excited. Let's see what happens.
So you appeared for, you were pretty plain with all of the excitement. You're not really showing it up front in front of camera. But I'm gonna get that out of you. I'm gonna ask you questions right now. Okay. So you did transport. Oh, sorry, not transportation. You did product design, right? You appeared for
Product, yeah,
product design,
yeah, exactly.
and
hmm
help me with your marks and your rank and in which category.
My prelims rank was rank two for open category. The category is open, and my final rank was rank seven. And my marks, I don't remember. It was around 65 or something. It was
Okay.
rank seven, open category.
Open category. Okay. So 65 is actually a good number,
hmm
good marks that you've got, right? So I want to know everything about your preparation. Okay. Starting from all the
hmm
ups and downs, mostly the downs, because that is where all
hmm
the learning happens.
Yeah,
And I also want to
exactly.
know how you approach, like, what is your educational background?
I did my BTech in mechanical engineering from Kochi itself. I'm from Kerala basically, Kerala, Kochi.
Mhm.
So I did my BTech in mechanical engineering and I passed out in 2024, that's last year. I appeared for my first attempt for an NID product last year, 2024.
Okay.
So in that attempt, there was like I just discovered an idea and I was like, let's do it. I mean, I don't have nothing to lose. I mean, I had an offer in hand after my college education. I had an offer to join this firm called VGuard. So at that time, I was like, let's give a bet on this. Let's try this without any preparation or something. And
Mm.
to be honest, even I don't know, I cracked prelims on the first try. That was last
Mm.
year, and I got a pretty solid rank of prelims five. And to be honest, I was very thoda sa arrogant because I have some friends who were preparing and they were like preparing for an year or two, and they even
Mm.
couldn't crack the prelims.
Mm.
But I was like, I did this in my first go, so thoda sa arrogant I was. So
Uh,
I need to be clear on that. So with that exact mindset, I had appeared for my mains, and obviously mains was like an eye opener for me
mm.
last year. So till that moment, I thought I knew almost everything to crack the seat. I mean, to crack the M.Des seat in an ID, but I was way wrong. My rank fell from rank 5 to 26. That was a big jump.
Okay. Okay.
So that was pretty much it. That's where I got this. That's where I was grounded back to reality. I understood
Yeah.
what real world design is and how it matters. And
Mm.
my studio last year was a blunder, and so was my
Mm.
interview. I even didn't prepare a proper portfolio. I mean, I had a portfolio with the works I did in my mechanical engineering times. I mean, 2023, my final year projects and all.
Mm.
But it still wasn't enough. And also,
Yeah.
I did not know how to present a portfolio. Nothing, no prior
Right.
experience, and I just bombed the interview. I was that's
Right.
the realization part. उसके बाद this year, I mean, I joined the firm, and prelims before registration for prelims and all, I had this thing in mind. इस बार तो करना है, like I need to
Mm.
do this time. So I did some preparations, and mostly the preparations I did was I was a bit slow on the GK part. I mean, the design GK part. So I brushed up on that. I read a few case studies and I read this book by Don Norman, Design of Everyday Things. Also, I used to watch YouTube current affair videos and
Which
or
channel?
Mira Design Aptitude current affairs. I just typed it in the month of August, in the month of November. Like I got monthly current affairs. Mostly they were the UPSC service ones, but still out of that I could filter out some design oriented things, and I kept it in mind and I wrote it down so that I could refer for a later time. That was the GK part of my preparation. I used to watch the monthly updates every now and then, so that I don't miss it out. Also, the aptitude part, what I did was I solved the previous year question papers. But I solved the question papers of seed. I couldn't grab any NID question papers. I mean, I got a few prelims paper. I mean, I had the last year's paper, so I did that. And so my main agenda was to score nicely in the parte thing, matlab the 20 marks ka jo. And the other thing is, what I believe is, you really can't teach drawing people. I mean, it has something to come from within and the observation that you do on day-to-day basis. So
Okay.
that was my take on the prelims exam.
So let me stop you here because you have thrown a
Mhm.
bunch of things, right? Now you said okay,
So sorry.
GK, you've said no, that's okay, that's okay. That's how the preparation is, and those are the stages that you go through, right? But for the listeners, I
Mhm.
want to break it down. Okay. I want to break it down to
Mhm.
smaller bits and pieces. Okay. Starting from your, let's say, the current affairs. You said you were referring to different channels for UPSC, and then you're filtering out for design, and then you're keeping it for reference to refer again later stage, right? That is one.
Mhm.
Second, you were focusing on drawing also people, etc., that you were mentioning, right? Which you said that okay,
Mhm.
there has to be something that comes from within, right? And
Mhm.
then you draw, right? Okay, cool. So you also mentioned that your first attempt, it was a blunder, your studio test
Mhm.
and your interview. They were a blunder.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna
Mhm.
plug this in later when we talk about this year's studio test and interview so that I want to know what
Exact.
those
Yeah.
blunders were and how you corrected them.
You can
Okay.
compare. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fine. Fine.
okay.
Fine.
We will do that. And now let's
Mhm.
pick up on the sketching part. Now, why do you
Mhm.
say that it has to come from within? Why do you think that way? I want to know that.
Okay.
Essentially, it's a
Fine.
skill, right?
So it's
Like you practice and
yeah.
you become better.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
Yeah.
skill. It's a bit of controversial thing, but let me just put it out here.
Yeah.
It's like the ideation part, it
Hmm.
comes from within, and the
Hmm.
sketching part is a skill. That's obviously a skill.
Hmm.
And I mean, I'm not trained enough, but still, I have the sketching ability to draw my ideas into paper. Like it's chota thumbnail sketch I can draw, and the the viewer can almost get a glimpse of what I meant to say with
Hmm.
the design idea. So that's what I was saying. It's not like
Okay.
completely. I'm not
It's the
professional.
ideation part that you were mentioning that it comes from within.
Exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So from within, it would also mean that, how you think, how you go about the process, how you understand the brief or the question, etc. Right?
Exactly.
Hmm. Cool. All right. So now with your preparation journey, right? Now,
Hmm.
how did you start when you were working? Okay. This time
Hmm. Hmm.
you're working and then you're preparing for design entrance exams,
Hmm.
right? So how did you manage? What did you focus on? And how did you
Hmm.
practice for each and every stage of the exam? Part A, part B,
Hmm.
second
Hmm.
round interview, etc.
Okay, so the preparation part for prelims was thoda sa easier than preparing for mains. I don't know why, but the
Okay.
prelims thing, the prelims thing, it's mostly aptitude. I mean, not mostly, but 20 marks for aptitude, and the
Hmm.
rest is for sketching part.
Hmm.
So I gave two disciplines this time. I mean, I
Hmm.
also gave two disciplines last year as well. So
Hmm.
I cleared all four of them for interview.
Oh, nice.
This time I gave product and SDM.
Okay.
So my preparation strategy while I was working was I
Hmm.
used to, like I mentioned, I used to come home at around 6:37,
Okay.
and I used to dedicate around 1.5 hours for solving the previous year question papers, like I
Okay.
mentioned. But most of them were seed question papers, previous year seed question papers, so that I could get a grasp of design aptitude.
Hmm.
मतलब what I believe is the design aptitude for seed is थोड़ा सा easier than NID, because what seed completely relies on time management, and
Hmm.
NIDs also has this moderate level of difficulty. That's what I believe. So I did prepare for the. I mean, I did solve previous year question papers of seed, and I did this part B preparation from NID's question papers, previous year NID question papers, so that I could get the exact type of question, part B questions, and also that's the most scored part of NID. So I thought I would take sketches from the NID part. It's not like I did not take any party questions from NID because NID has only like few amount of questions for the party, right?
Mm.
So I
Mm.
also had to take some help from the seed previous year question papers. उसके बाद I mostly did sketches on the part B of
Where did you
NID previous year
find
question.
the part like NID previous year question papers? Where did you find them?
I
That's a
I mean
million dollar
I
question.
no, I actually had this. What's that called? The 3DT. There was a
Mm.
website called 3DT, Three Design
Okay.
Thinkers. So I just enrolled for a couple of thousand rupees, 2,000, 3,000. I got the bundle, exam bundle. Previous year question
Mm.
ka bundle I got. I used to solve them. So
Mm.
that's where I got the previous year question
Okay.
bundle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And
Mhm.
how did you evaluate your drawings? Like, how did you make sure that, okay, this is correct? Because that is a big question when you're preparing. How do you know that, okay,
Mhm.
this solution to this question is correct, or at
Mhm.
least in the right direction?
So, like I mentioned, I mostly importance to the ideation part rather than gave. I did not give that much importance to sketching, but still my sketches are okay. Okay, I mean the viewer can understand my sketches. So
Yeah.
I read the question well from the part B side. I underline key points from the questions so that I can go back to the question. And for example, there was a question for transportation
Hmm.
which I understood from my blunder in my first attempt. That was in the studio test. They told me to make a non-motorized vehicle for
Hmm.
carrying milk cartons for the milkman. There was a question
Hmm.
for studio test last year.
Hmm.
So last year के attempt में I told you I was just chill and I was like go to कुछ भी हो जाए like that
Right.
kind of attitude I went, and
Right.
I apparently did not see. I mean, I did not see the word non-motorized, and I made a clay model of a scooter, and that's the blunder I'm telling you. That level
Yeah.
of blunder I went through. Then so that's the eye opener. So I got a lesson from there. Key I should read the question well, and I have
Hmm.
to pinpoint the keywords in the question. And
Hmm.
I just look at it every time I draw thumbnail sketches in the question paper itself. उसके बाद when the idea is fully ready, I just draw it into my paper. That's how I
Hmm.
evaluated myself and how I learned from my mistakes.
Right. Good. So planning out the solution before in
Mhm.
thumbnail sketches and then cross-checking with
Mhm.
the question if it is in the right
Mhm.
direction, finalizing
Mhm.
the idea and then taking to the final sketch.
Exactly, exactly.
So where did you do these thumbnail sketches? Or did you do it on the same paper or in at the back of the answer sheet? Where did you do it?
I did it in the same question paper. There's a space for rough work, right? So I just did it there.
Okay. Okay. All right. And is it so SDM and product design, right?
Mhm.
So how is the preparation different for both of these?
Yeah, so for product ideas just came. I mean, I am a keen observer of things, so I just get ideas if I think a lot. I mean, even in question, I mean, even in the exam hall or while I'm preparing, product covers. It was like natural to me. It occurred naturally to me. But SDM was it required a lot of polishing, to be exact. So I did not know what to prepare for SDM actually. So I asked the seniors. There was one senior called Bhavna, and
Bhavna
so
Tuck.
I asked her. Yeah, exactly. So I watched her interviews as well, and I
Yeah, I
contacted her
had
on
a
LinkedIn.
conversation with her before her interview. We were doing some mock interviews. I recently met
Uh-huh.
Bhavna for the first time in person in Bangalore at a design
Oh
event.
my god, that's pretty
Yeah,
crazy. She's helped
right.
a lot for my SDM prep.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So likewise, I also have this friend called Navara Shanun. He's also an SDM graduate, exactly like me. He was a mechanic. He was from a mechanical engineering background. He also gave product, but his first pref was SDM. So he cracked SDM.
Hmm.
So he also helped me a lot on the point of what to study and all. So I was just asking them what's the right way to study SDM for SDM, and
Hmm.
they told me to read business case studies so that I get an understanding of how different things
Hmm.
work in the business industry. I mean, where the intersection of business design and say technology comes into play. I mean, I don't know, man.
Okay.
SDM was a very weird
So,
thing.
what case study? Can you just name one case study so that serves as a reference for people who are listening to it?
There was this case study of IDEO, I guess, IDEO.
IDEO. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just read there from the website and I watched a couple of YouTube videos and there was a case study from IDEO. I don't remember the name, but all I remember is the title was, I mean, it was from IDEO. So
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. All right. So, what was your score in SDM?
SDM, my prelims was 8 or something, 8 or 7.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
my final rank, I don't qualify for SDM. I
Okay.
was like 42 or something. SDM
Okay.
is
Okay.
not.
All right. Yeah. So, in your preparation, right? Again, coming back to, we talked about drawing. Now,
Mhm.
we didn't talk about the speed, the time for the sketch, for the design. So, what was the timeline that you were following?
Timeline as in the question, I mean, in the exam hall or
No, no,
like,
not in the exam hall. But before that, how did you prepare to sketch faster?
uh, to be honest, I can sketch faster. I don't know if it's like a praise or something, but I just can sketch fastly because I practice thumbnail sketches. So what
Hmm.
happens is I just scale up the thumbnail sketches and do a bit of glorifying here and there, and it becomes a
Yeah.
neat sketch. That's what
Yeah.
happens actually. So I have the speed of sketching. That's what I
Hmm.
understand from my prelims. As
Hmm.
he like in the product ka means
Hmm.
there was the first question. Are we like moving on to the studio part right now, or can
No,
I
that's
just
okay.
touch
Go on, go
upon?
on.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, yeah, go on.
So what happened was in the studio test for product this year, they had
Hmm.
this first question as live sketching. So it was like a
Right,
pretty fun thing, a
right.
very lively question.
Hmm.
We were given big cardboards
Hmm.
and A3 sheets to
Hmm.
sketch a furniture that they designed. I mean, in the FID studio, in the furniture design students did or something. I mean, I don't know. It was kept in
Hmm.
the middle. We were told to sit in circles, and
Hmm.
we were not supposed to move until we finished the sketch. So
Right.
what happened was I arrived sort of late. I mean, while I was walking, so
Hmm.
everyone took the front row seats. I mean, where they can see it from an isometric view, a proper view. So I got a weird view of the furniture. So,
Hmm.
but still, I was able to finish the sketch in like what I guess the first question was for 1 hour. I could finish the
Hmm.
sketch by 45 minutes or something, and I was just shading and I was just looking into everyone's paper. What are they doing? Yeah, so
Right.
so that's what I said. There's this speed thing that comes naturally to me. I don't know why. I don't know if
Hmm.
it's a brag or not, but it comes naturally. I don't know. Man.
No, no, it's not a brag. It's just makes it clear that you're faster in sketching.
Mhm.
It happens. Yes,
Mhm.
it is. I know a lot of people that who can sketch really fast.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you mentioned about studio test.
Mhm.
Now, before we go into that, what questions
Mhm.
were there in the first round? Do you remember any of those?
I remember there was a question in the sketching part. We were told to combine a daily use product
Hmm.
and a non-daily use product, and we combine it and we should make a successful product design and we
Okay.
should write about it. That was the first question I remember. So I had a pretty interesting take on it. What I did was I was just sitting here, like I mean I was writing the I mean sketching the exam. So in the exam hall we were I think we were not allowed to wear chappals. So
Acha.
it was kept outside. So I was just dangling my leg and I did not find my chappals. So
Hmm.
I was like, man, let's do something with chappals. So I usually wear
Hmm.
a Crocs. So what happens
Hmm.
is what I did was I kept a piezoelectric module under my slippers. I mean, my product sketch is like this. I'll
Hmm.
keep a piezoelectric module under my slippers, and when I walk, it gets charged, and I can use it as a battery source. So that was
Hmm.
my first question's
Concept.
answer. So concept of the it was a weird concept, but I really liked the thing. So
Interesting.
I
Hmm.
just drew it out, and I guess they liked it as well.
Okay.
There was also a question for packaging six samosas and chutney without, I mean, spill proof thing. So what I did was I I think I created it like a I mean it was like a honeycomb thing, honeycomb
Hmm.
packaging with
Hmm.
all the sides. It was like a rangoli, rangoli of samosas, but it was neatly sketched and packed. And in the
Hmm.
center there was a slot for chutneys and all. That's what I did for the packaging design.
Okay.
So that's the two questions I remember as of now.
Did you also talk about the material of that packaging?
And the material, I'm not sure, but I gave detailed sketches of all the views possible, and
Hmm.
I mean the cross section views as well, so that the sketch is very detailed. But I don't think I mentioned the materials, or did I? I don't know, man.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then moving on to the studio test. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you go for the studio test from the first round,
Mm-hmm.
the approach is
Mm-hmm.
slightly different. It's hands on. You have to have material knowledge. You need to be able
Exactly.
to finish it in time. You need to
Mm-hmm.
understand the question. And then you have portfolio, then you have interview. So, how did you go about this process? How did you prepare?
Okay, so to be honest, my material handling skills are not at par with the people around me. I mean, my
Okay.
clay modeling skills are like very low.
Okay.
It's like you can call it zero as well. But for this time, it was like I should complete the model at least. That was my initial
Hmm.
idea before I
Hmm.
began the studio for my second attempt. That is this attempt.
Right.
Last year, I just completely I didn't even properly complete the model. I remember, still remember, it was a very, very bad model. It just fell off mid exam, the last year's one.
Uh,
So I was pretty scared of the clay modeling stuff. But deep down, I knew that there will be at least two questions for clay modeling out of the three in the studio for product. So what happened was in the question for studio, we had to make road barriers. Second question. First question was live sketching. Second question
okay.
was to make a replica
Oh,
of road
just a
barrier.
second. First question was live sketching. So what did they ask you to
Hmm.
sketch?
They asked me to sketch a furniture that was kept,
Oh,
I
it's the
mean,
same.
made by
Sorry,
the,
yeah, you mentioned,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
Second.
that was the first question. After first question, I was like full confidence. Matlab, I
Hmm.
got some creative confidence out of the first question because it went
Right.
really well. My
Right.
first live sketching question. And also a bonus point is before doing this live sketching, the day before, I went for the Ahmedabad Heritage Walk. So
Hmm.
I just took some pictures and of the different places. And when I came home that night, I sketched something. The things that I saw on camera, I sketched it. Usually I don't sketch that much, but still that night I sketched something because deep down I knew that there will be a sketching, mostly live sketching question, because last time it didn't occur. So there were chances that live sketching would be included. So I did that. थोड़ा सा
Hmm.
edge मिला मेरे को. I got the edge
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
in the live sketching part. And the second question for studio was to make a road barrier. The
Hmm.
barriers that you see, metal
Hmm.
barriers in road, we had to redesign that to make it say more portable and human friendly. That kind of
Hmm.
question. So what I did was, usually what happens is normal metal barriers are like jalas, grills,
Hmm.
kept on the middle of the road, or they will be plastic things that will be blocking the roads.
Hmm.
So what the common problems that people face is, if there's a in a private road, people can't pass through it. They
Hmm.
also have to, the way the cars or the vehicles go, they'll also have to cross it like the vehicles do. So what I did was, that was the key problem that I was trying to solve. I made a cutout in the jala so that
Hmm.
people could step over the jala and go. I mean
Hmm.
the barrier and go. Meanwhile, the vehicles can't pass through because it was in an elevated position. So the vehicles can't pass through, but people can. So that was my thing in the second clay model. What second question? And I
Hmm.
also remember we had a very short amount of time to sketch it and clay model the thing. So as I said, I was thoda sa low in the clay modeling stuff. I took most of the time for sketching all the ideations possible. I did
Hmm.
all the user scenarios, around three scenarios in the bottom of the sheet. The top part was purely product sketch of the thing, and I got around
Hmm.
10-15 minutes to do the model. I did a I mean I knew my strong point was sketching and it was not clay modeling. It never will be at least for now.
Hmm.
So I did what I should. I sketched the
Right.
major part of it. Then I mean I sketched for the major part of the question and I did the clay model, but I finished it. It wasn't like
Hmm.
a tuta futa model. It was a finished model, but it was very
Hmm.
simple depiction of the model. So that was my second question because seniors told me that even if you don't have the skills for clay modeling, you at least need a finished model for the
Right.
question.
Hmm.
So they told me that was my second question. And the third question was to draw. I mean, we are a founder of a company, of a tech company, and we were supposed to make a robot for human empathy,
Hmm.
a therapeutic robot that supports human. So
Okay.
the first picture that came into my mind was, have you seen that picture called Wall E by Pixar Studios?
Yes. 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 It's a beautiful
Yeah,
movie.
so I took the exact same reference of the Wally's model. I
Hmm.
created a simple, very simple clay model. Before that, I sketched all the things and I
Hmm.
renamed the bot as Fred E. It
Okay.
was like a mock-up of Wally. So my Fred E was almost looking good in the clay model concept. It
Okay.
also had some cardboard boxes, and also I
Hmm.
just sketched different interfaces on the body of the robot. I mean, body
Hmm.
of the Freddy. And I also drew a bit. In this question, it was like 50-50. I did 50% sketching, 50% clay model, but the clay model was finished and was looking quite decent.
Hmm.
So that
Hmm.
was my studio experience.
Interesting. So for all of these, I'm assuming that you got like 1 hour time, all these three
Mm,
questions.
the total was 3 hours for all the three questions. I guess
Yeah.
1 hour each.
Right. So when we're talking about the studio test, now that also included your portfolio and your interview. Now, how did you go about preparing the
Mhm.
portfolio?
My portfolio was a bit fancy because what I
Okay.
did was, I mean, I think most of the people who came there did that. They made the portfolio in a book. I mean, they made it out of a book. So I also did the same thing because मेरे पहले experience में, like the first attempt, I did not have a book kind of. The presentation of the portfolio was zero last time. So
Hmm.
what I did was I thought I need to level it up because
Hmm.
I assumed early that if in studio test the clay model comes and I might
Hmm.
lag there, so I
Hmm.
must catch it up with the interview. So I thought I should make a book portfolio out of my projects. So I did exactly that. I made a minimalist kind of a white color like book, minimal designs, but they were like, I mean, I personally liked the designs, and I gave a name for the portfolio. It was called Abhivyakti. My name is Abhijith, and Vyakti is people. So it signifies like a user-centric designs, and Abhivyakti together is expression. So I gave a fancy name to my portfolio and I just
Nice.
gave my all out in the presentation of the portfolio. It had
Nice.
like four projects. Yeah, four projects. Two of them were technical projects. The other two were product designs. So that was my portfolio part.
So were you like preparing for the portfolio, right? How did you finalize on those four
Yeah.
projects?
I actually had a bunch of projects. The first draft, I kept around 6 to 7 projects in my portfolio, and I gave the portfolio to my senior, and I was asking, "ये चलता है? Does this
Uh,
work? How is this? Give me genuine comments." And they were like, "Oh,
uh,
what are you doing, man? Why are you keeping 6 and 7 projects in one portfolio? They won't even have
yeah.
time to look at it." So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I need to like decrease the number of projects in it. So I took the best out of the best and just gave just 4 projects and a few of my artworks and some posters that I did. So
Hmm.
that was how I scrutinized my projects. I kept two of my technical projects because
Hmm.
I am into thoda sa consumer appliances kind of projects, physical product design and all,
Okay.
technically complex products. So I just kept two of such kind of designs, and the other two were pure product designs. So that's how
Hmm.
I scrutinized, I mean, compiled my
Okay.
portfolio.
And what happened when you took the portfolio inside the interview room? What happened then?
Yeah, so before before entering, there's a story. My last year's preparation, what happened
Hmm.
was during the portfolio part, everyone was like appearing with physical products that they made, the prototypes. Everyone was like, it has an edge. The product,
Hmm.
the thing, the prototypes has an edge when you take it to the interview panel. So last time I didn't even have a proper book wala portfolio. Products ki to dur ki baat. Prototype was very far. So I was like, this time entered for the interview. I had this project. It was a chimney. So
Hmm.
it was a concept of a motorless chimney. I mean, the chimney doesn't
Okay.
have a moving part. So
Okay.
it's a great concept, and it also requires a lot of the panel needs to see the physical product to understand the working of the chimney, of the exact chimney. So the first interview may I didn't bring any physical products, and I just had a blender video of how the things will work, the animation will work. And panel was not satisfied, and they were like, will this work? Yeah, it will work.
Hmm.
I don't think so. They were like very keen on telling me that it won't work. And so that was an experience. That was a very drastic experience. So I thought I would level it up this time. So I took the same project, but I recorded the whole prototyping procedures and also the working of it. Sadly, I couldn't bring it to the interview hall because it's a power electronics project.
Yeah.
So it has some
Yeah.
risks while I bring it in the transit because I'm from Kochi. So we have a long journey
Right.
to go.
Right.
So I did the right thing. I recorded the videos of all the working, all the use cases, and I just showed it in the laptop. And they had I had a physical portfolio that I just told you about,
Hmm.
my white Abhivekti wala portfolio. I just gave it to them,
Right.
and they were going through the portfolio. They wanted to know about a single project. So I was like, I will explain the most complex project in my bundle. So because
Right.
I had as proof to back it up in my
Right.
laptop, so I just told everything about it, and I showed the renderings, I showed the product sketch, I showed the whole ideation concept and technical specifications
Hmm.
and everything. And just before I was entering for the interview, I was the last person in the morning batch of the
Ah.
second or
Okay.
third day. So it was not a good time to be, I think, but that's what I thought. But
Hmm.
the interview was very welcoming. The interview schedule was going a very, matlab, it was lagging so long, and it was around lunchtime. So they also knew that I was sitting here from morning, and they were very
Ah.
welcoming, and they offered me lemonade and all. It was quite nice at their end also. And so the thing I
Nice.
was telling was, I had this backup of all the technical questions they were about to throw it to me. The people who went to interview before, they told me that the interview panel is very keen on asking technical questions and technicality and product specifications about all the projects. So most of them couldn't answer those, and they were telling me तू अपने प्रोडक्ट्स में टेक्निकलिटी
Hmm.
उनसे मत मतलब टेक्निकलिटी का ज्ञान उनसे मत देना, उनको मत देना. They will
Hmm.
backfire you with a lot of questions. But the thing
Hmm.
was, my projects were mostly technical, so I had to speak technical. I had to explain my projects.
Right.
So I was like, there's no way out. So I
अब
just
तो
gave
गया.
in all the technical information. I know. अब तो like, yeah, I literally was like, I have no option left because most of my products were technical products. So
Yeah.
I just gave it all in, and they were like pretty impressed with my projects. And one of the panel members, I think it
Hmm.
was not Praveen Nahar, it
Hmm.
was a lady, I don't remember her name. She
Hmm.
told me that you should try for patent. I was like,
Oh yeah.
a patent? Oh, is it that good?
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So they were very impressed on that project. Also, the other panel, I think his name is Vikram. He
Hmm.
was also very impressed on that very project, and the interview went on very smoothly because they asked me for different for my work ex, and I was working in VGuard, I mentioned.
Hmm.
So they asked me a lot of questions about my industry and my where my company is heading.
Hmm.
And luckily, I had an answer for everything.
Okay.
It
Nice.
all went very smoothly for the interview. So the one thing I was most scared, it went very very good. So that's my interview experience.
That's nice. I think you've had
Yeah,
like really good learnings from the past time, the past
exactly.
attempt.
I had a bunch of
Yeah,
learnings.
and that sort
Hmm.
of did help you in it. And so, if you have to like
Yes.
summarize and sort of give the
Hmm.
aspirants, design aspirants who are preparing for the next year, it's almost like
Hmm.
June, a few months, and then they go for exams again,
Hmm.
right? So, what would you suggest them?
My honest reply would be to observe things around you, because you never know where you get an idea from. The next idea could be just from your chappals, like I mentioned. So
Right.
look around you, be a keen observer. That's the very important part for getting into product design of an ID.
Hmm.
So do observe things, check out the current affairs if you're into it, and also do practice sketching. It is a skill and it's to be developed. You have to do that. And also, I mean, you need to have a certain level of creative confidence to ace an interview. I mean,
Hmm.
you really should have that confidence, even though think you don't have that, but you have it within. You just need to put it out there. It's
Hmm.
all fine. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
I think pretty good journey you've had, and all the best for your masters as you take it up soon in like months time, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. So all the best for that.
July 3rd.
Great.
You. Thanks a
It's
lot.
it's all it's just a month away, right?
Yeah, it's a month away. I just put my exit in my company, and I get relieved in like 2 days. उसके
Very
बाद I'm free
nice.
for a 2 weeks period. उसके बाद and then I'll go to Ahmedabad.
Very nice. Super exciting. Huh?
Yes, very much.
All right. Okay. So congratulations, Abhijit, and I'm happy that you've got through this, and also we'll keep in touch. We'll see what happens with you at product design
Sure,
at
sure,
NID,
sure
and
thing.
uh, good
Yes,
conversation and a
fingers
lot of
crossed.
a lot of unfiltered. Thank you for being that, because it's important to communicate the reality of your preparation journey so that people can benefit from it.
Mm.
So thank you for doing that.
Mhm. Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity, Sanjay. Thank you.